right now at 4, police make several arrests following a protest that shut down part of downtown Buffalo. We'll have those details coming up.
Cloudy start, and we had some sunshine out there, but the skies are clouding up again ahead of some thunderstorms moving into western New York. I'll let you know which areas will likely see them coming up in your forewarned forecast.
And high water levels continue to plague people living along Lake Ontario. We'll tell you how flooding is impacting a major Hollywood production there.
You're watching News 4, your local news leader. Now, live from Buffalo, this is News 4 at 4.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shannon Smith. In your top 4 at 4, several people have now been arrested following a protest downtown. We're told they're calling attention to what they call inhumane conditions immigrant families face at the border. News 4's Erica Brecker is live with the latest. Erica?
Good afternoon, Shannon. Yeah, this is regarding those detention camps at the U.S. southern border. So you might be wondering, why did this protest happen here? That's because ICE has local offices in the Delaware North building in downtown Buffalo. Now let's show you what this looked like a little while ago. This protest lasted for a handful of hours and turned into at least 100 people, some who decided to block traffic. It was at that point this afternoon that Buffalo police made the decision, for the sake of safety, to shut down traffic to Delaware Avenue and Chippewa. Now, if you're not familiar with the layout of downtown Buffalo, that is a heavily trafficked intersection right there in downtown. So police had to make a careful decision for safety, but also impacting drivers toward the end of their workday. I believe this protest started around 12:30 and only dispersed this afternoon after police started making arrests when people laid down in the street as part of their protests. Buffalo police say they made 9 arrests regarding this, and we did get word at the possibility that a protest could flare up again around 5, so I will be here downtown to keep an eye on what happened regarding that. Now, to conclude, why did Buffalo police make arrests? Part of this is because the protesters did not have a permit. Mayor Byron Brown said that oftentimes protesters will work with the city of Buffalo, work with the police department, so that there is a shared responsibility for this. This did not happen in that case, so Buffalo police let this go on as long as they felt comfortable to respect First Amendment rights, until they had to make some arrests when people started illegal activity. We'll have more coming up at 4:30. For now, live in front of City Hall, I'm Erica Brecker. Back to you, Shannon.
Thanks, Erica. And a Buffalo firefighter is recovering after he collapsed in a burning house on the east side. Crews were called to a house fire on Frankfort Avenue this morning. We're told the firefighter overheated while battling the flames in the attic. We spoke to a man who lived inside the home, and he says his family made it out okay. He says he is thankful for the firefighters who made the ultimate sacrifice to save their lives.
I'm glad that the fire didn't spread over to any of the surrounding houses, or they really would have had their work cut out for them. I truly pray that he makes a full recovery.
Other firefighters were also taken to the hospital just to be checked out. We're working to find out how they're doing tonight. And 2 other Buffalo firefighters are also recovering after battling a fire last night. It happened at a home on Johnson Street. Crews tell us the fire started on the first floor and then spread to the attic. Police tell us someone was inside of the home but made it out safely. Fire crews say it caused about $175,000 of damage, and the cause is still under investigation.
Now, your forewarned weather forecast, certified Buffalo's most accurate.
Well, turning to the weather now, taking a live look over downtown Buffalo. Looks beautiful, little hazy or at least cloudy, but still a beautiful summer day and very humid. So let's check in with former meteorologist Andrew Baglini to see will we get any break from this humidity over the next few days or heading into the weekend.
Yeah, we will. Tomorrow will feel a lot nicer. The weekend actually looking pretty nice as well. We'll get a lot more sunshine, and especially on Sunday. Sunday is going to be very refreshing, very comfortable. Still pretty warm and sunny, but the humidity is at least temporarily going to be heading out of here. But for the rest of today, the humidity is actually threatening us with fueling a few thunderstorms that are heading our direction. You take a look at the Lyndonville camera, you see some of the more ominous looking clouds starting to appear at the end of this loop here. So those thunderstorms are moving toward western New York. Now, a lot of today, the clouds have actually been our friend, helping limit the instability in the atmosphere, and that's why the showers in the southern tier didn't really blossom into anything major. So that's certainly been some good news. We've got some thunderstorms making its its way into the Niagara Peninsula, and a few showers down in Pennsylvania. Not a real big problem right now. These thunderstorms out over western Lake Ontario fading a bit. There was a marine warning from that, but that is diving to the south and east and will make its way into the Niagara frontier. And with it over land, it may actually strengthen as it moves into the Niagara frontier over the next couple of hours. I think that the worst of this is actually going to strengthen east of the city. And by the way, us here in Buffalo, that lake breeze helping things out, we may escape the majority of these. Thunderstorms down in Pennsylvania. We do expect a little more activity in the next couple of hours in the southern tier again as the line of showers and storms ahead of the actual cold front moves inland and runs into some of that warmer and more humid air. We'll likely see some more thunderstorm development, but that'll be mainly northeast and south of Buffalo here in the city. Again, not out of the question we could catch a few passing thunderstorms, but the big stuff should stay away from us. And I think the worst of these storms will actually strengthen a little bit later on as they move out of western New York. There is still the potential for some damaging winds, maybe some hail and heavy downpours, so don't take your eyes off of these storms. But right now it looks like we are missing what the worst of this could have been. Temperatures down in the low 80s here in Buffalo. We've got that noticeable breeze up across the Niagara frontier ahead of these thunderstorms, but they're moving in over the next couple of hours, so be mindful and watch out for some ominous clouds, some heavy downpours over the next few hours. Coming up in your full forewarned forecast, we'll shift gears and talk about some really nice weather heading our way this weekend. Shannon?
Thanks, Andrew. And remember, you can get the latest forecast in just the palm of your hand at any time. Just download our News 4 app. It has the latest news, weather, sports, traffic, and more, and it's free for your phone or tablet. Well, high water levels continue to plague Lake Ontario communities. News 4's Chris Servaditz joins us from Alkit to tell us how flooding is impacting a major Hollywood production there.
Yesterday, this area of Alkit was transformed into a movie set for the filming of A Quiet Place 2. They're already up and out of here, and right now we can see a National Grid crew back there replacing the original street lighting. It was just a one-day shoot, but today we learned the movie crew actually planned on being here for about a month. High waters on Lake Ontario changed those plans.
They were going to use the harbor and the pier and build docks and stuff. When the water level came up, they had to give that up. And that was a big blow to us.
Newfane Town Supervisor Tim Horenberg has been watching the water on a daily basis all spring. It reached a record level in June, and he says it's impacted business in Alkit. On the plus side, Wednesday's shoot of A Quiet Place 2, which will shoot in other western New York communities in the coming weeks, was a shot in the arm for business.
I think it did. A lot of people were just kind of roaming around, looking to see what was going on.
And then, people see road closed signs. And they go, oh, well, the yacht club must be closed. So I stuck up that sign that says Yacht Club Open up there.
Past Yacht Club Commodore Mark Cassidy says that's done little to help get people in. On Thursday, he gave State Senator Rob Ort and Assemblyman Mike Norris a look around. He says they're spending $100 a week just for fuel to pump water out.
But it's keeping the water down from the floorboards, and we're dry inside, and the parking lot is finally dried out.
It's not bad news for all business in Alkit. Fishermen and women are visiting, according to Albert Fadola, who owns Big Fatty's Sports Shop.
I would say that this year there's maybe more of a crowd because Alkit is the marina is one of the only public boat launches that is still open.
The lake has dropped about 4 or 5 inches since peaking last month, but Supervisor Horenberg says if they get high waves, that could still really hurt lakeshore property owners. Reporting in Alkit, Chris Servaditz, News 4.
A Lancaster man now faces up to 4 years in prison for child porn charges. Jeremy Casey pleaded guilty to possessing a sexual performance by a child. Investigators found pictures of child porn on his cell phone last July. Casey was an employee at the Lancaster Depew Baseball League. They released a statement after his arrest saying he was removed from all positions associated with the league. He's scheduled to be sentenced in September. Erie County Sheriff's Office may have body cameras as soon as this fall, but they want to make sure they have a say in buying the devices and software. This comes after the legislature passed a resolution in the spring which put money for the cameras in the Division of Information and Support Services Department. But the Sheriff's Office says that's the wrong place to put the money and that it should be transferred.
They transfer money to the Sheriff's Office all the time for us to buy cameras in the jail, to buy software for our Division of Correctional Health, to purchase police tools. I don't understand why this is any different.
Coming up on News 4 at 5, hear the response from county legislatures. Next on News 4 at 4, Gulf Coast residents brace for severe weather as a big storm closes in on the coast. Plus, healthy eating. We'll show you the new local spot where you can get good eats on the go.